Welcome back to the Movie Review Teacher. Today, we are going to focus on Despicable Me 4. Now, instead of giving a full breakdown, I think with this one, it is important to really jump into where the movie was strong and where the movie was weak. Now, I typically do not do this, but the first three movies were really good, and I actually enjoyed watching those, and I believe they are available on Peacock. I may be wrong on that. However, when it comes to Despicable Me 4, I will say that it was kind of a letdown. Let's just be honest. Now, I saw the movie opening weekend, and the theater was packed. But the thing that really stood out about this movie compared to the others was the laugh factor. Now, this is what I noticed. This typically and really is not even my part of the review, but with the amount of kids in the audience, what I really saw was not much of that laughing. Like, oh, this is funny, let's laugh. Now, obviously, there were certain parts with the Minions when kids would laugh. There's also a very interesting part where they create almost a super group of minions, and they each have a specific skill set, really to try to defeat Gru's arch nemesis. Now, the one thing that was different about this movie that makes it a little more serious is when Gru and his family have to move. So they're forced to uproot due to an issue in Maximine. And what you see here is a whole new lifestyle coming into play. Now, the one thing that I feel like this movie struggled with, as I mentioned, was the laughs, but also it felt more like it was dragged on. So I felt that us as an audience, even though it's only an hour and 30 minutes or so, the problem that I had was I didn't really follow the story as much because, in essence, you really had two storylines. One was Gru trying to defeat his nemesis, but then you had Gru assisting Poppy in becoming evil. And so you're really looking at two different storylines within one movie, and at the end of the day, the second storyline with Poppy, I don't know if it's going to be a continuation on to a fifth movie. I don't know if it wanted us to see that Gru is both the family man and evil and good. So I don't know if it was really to highlight all three of those aspects. So the way I took it, it was. They wanted us to see Gru is still capable of doing bad things. They wanted us to see Gru is now a family man. And they also wanted us to see that Gru could do good things and defeat evil people. And so ultimately, when you look at where the movie stands right now, I think today's the 16th or the 17th of July. And so when you're looking at where does the movie stand, I believe on one of the rating sites, whether it's Fandango or Rotten Tomatoes, it has like an 86 approval. But then you look at many of the reviews and it's down into 3s and 2s or 58%, 57%. So the reviews vary. But the one thing that I've not heard from people was that it was an overall good movie. I like Will Ferrell. Sofia Vergara was good in it. And then obviously you have the additions of Joey King in there. And so what it really had me wondering was, why do we need to see a fourth? And does there really need to be a fifth movie going forward? And I don't think so. If there is a fifth movie, I definitely will not see it. It just doesn't seem that there's really any point now. It's just, to me, a marketing ploy. So you still see at the Regal, you still see all the merchandise. And to be honest, at the one that I go to, it has not sold very well. And you can tell just by looking for the amount of stuff that's still on the shelves, still behind the counter, and there's no way that it seems to be selling. Now, that's just my speculation from what I've seen, and that's all the way from opening weekend through now. I was actually at Mystery Movie Monday last night, so even then, it's still there. It's just like with Inside Out 2, there was a lot of merch still left there. So it really feels that a lot of these movies now are pushing a lot of merchandise, a lot of popcorn tins and cups, but they're struggling. And I don't think they're selling the way that people think they would. So looking at Despicable Me 4, out of a 5-star rating, to me, it's about a 2.2 out of 5. It's not a movie that was bad, but it also necessarily wasn't super enjoyable either. So if you have a child or kids, I think that some may enjoy it. I felt like this movie was geared more towards ages 11 to 14, maybe even 9 or 10. I did not feel that it was really geared towards kids that were younger than that, because there were some parts that I feel like could be a little bit difficult for them to comprehend. So, like I said, it's about a 2.2 out of 5. It's not a movie I will watch again. If they come out with a 5th one, it is definitely not one that I would see. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the continued views and support. Do not forget to subscribe. I would like to grow the subscribers. Thanks for the comments and the likes. So like I said, I will see you guys in the next one. We have big releases this week. One that I'm looking forward to, Twisters. And then there's one movie that I will not name that I think will be better than people think. So I will be doing a review on both. So I look forward to talking to you then, and have a good night.